#1 source for the sports gamer.
Over the past few years, something I've come to realize is that if you don't like a racing game that's available, just wait a few weeks and a new one will be released. Overpass is the newest title on the market that takes everything you know about what defines racing and shakes the whole thing up. An off-road racer, Overpass sees players take control of an ATV or a UTV and attempt to complete various obstacle courses, 43 tracks over 6 venues, in the fastest time possible. Whether it's climbing logs, navigating around stumps, or driving up a teeter-totter, Overpass is a game that will not only test your skill, but also test your patience. Now, Overpass puts all of its eggs in the physics basket when it comes to gameplay. No matter how you decide to attack a specific obstacle, the angles and speed at which you move matter more than any game in recent history. You can't just think hammering the gas on your vehicle is going to get the job done. Rather, you need to think about steering, approach, and speed in order to tackle the terrain you're riding on. For example, getting over a tire pile requires a most straightforward approach than, say, climbing up a stump hill where you need to precisely steer through the obstacle. If you don't take your time, you'll quickly find yourself damaging your vehicle to the point where you'll have no chance of actually completing the course. From wheel damage to engine damage, every little mistake will have consequences for the rest of your run. Just don't expect to actually see the damage because you have to track it by using the HUD in the bottom of your screen. And don't expect to find success right away with every course. There's plenty of trial and error when figuring out a track, especially when it comes to hill climbing events. Finding the perfect line to get the best grip possible is more important than anything else. Just hitting a patch of mud on an incline can mean the difference between a first place finish or having to retire from an event after tipping and damaging your vehicle. One problem with the gameplay is that even with the available tutorials, it can take too long to get the hang of things. I mean, why would you switch between 4-wheel and 2-wheel drive? The tutorial doesn't help you with that at all. But don't worry, you'll definitely be told you can't hit any of the cones on the track. They really need to do a better job explaining such things to novice racers. Likewise, it can be quite frustrating due to various hiccups like your vehicle not reversing when you want, the painfully awkward way you have to look behind you, and the fact, at least in my experience, the way the handling just doesn't feel all that responsive to what you want to do no matter the choice of vehicle. There have also been times where your vehicle just tips in situations you clearly should be able to save it in. While there are other smaller modes to play, most of your time you'll be playing in the game's career mode. In the mode, players find themselves taking on 12 days of challenges, with the goal being to increase your bank account, overall reputation, and end up vying for a championship in the World Finals. As you complete the challenges, you can buy new vehicles, attract new sponsors, and earn money to make sure you keep your ATV, UTV in peak condition. The problem with the career mode is though you can buy new vehicles, they don't really give that sense of truly being better. But you end up going in the blind as to whether the vehicle you shelled out for can actually handle the terrain a challenge presents. Aside from the career mode, there's quick race, split screen and online multiplayer, and the custom challenge mode where you set your own schedule events. The modes work well, but it just feels a little too bare bones for a $40 game. Visually, there's nothing not to love about the game. Environments look beautiful, the licensed vehicles are authentic, and seeing the way the mud flies and covers your ATV or UTV is a well done touch. It may feel empty to some with no crowd watching the events or any sort of announcer, but you're so focused on completing the courses that you rarely have a moment to think about what isn't there. Overpass is a unique game that may have its fair share of fans and detractors. There are clearly moments where the game feels like something special, while others leave you a bit frustrated. There's no one big thing that's overly bothersome. Instead, it's a bunch of small little things that add up to leave a sour taste in your mouth after a while. It's a good concept, but it should have stayed in the incubator a little bit longer to truly make it a good game. We give Overpass a 6 out of 10. If you enjoy our content here at SGL, like, subscribe for more news, reviews, and tips from your favorite sports games. Want to take your game to the next level? Join us on Patreon and become an SGL Insider today.